Sucks series YouTube epic channel intro. I am your host JB, joined with my co-host, the wonderful producer Brooke. How are we doing today?
Hello, I am good. Today we will be talking about wastefulness in schools. As another reason why school sucks, because they do.
Indeed. And before we get into it, of course, please do watch the whole video. We have to get that viewer retention rate up because it's looking pretty iffy, I'd have to say. Not the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Not going to put the analytics up on screen, but you know, you can kind of guess. So yeah, let's get started. What's going on?
Right, well, schools are really wasteful because, both wasting your time, you know, because you don't really learn that much during a day of school. I mean, you're there for 7 hours. I mean, half of it's like lunch and stuff, but you're there for 6 hours of learning, and I don't think most people really get 6 hours of learning out of every day.
Yeah, not a whole lot of learning that happens in the learning time.
I'd say maybe about like 30 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's pretty generous too.
And some of the teachers aren't even trying. I mean, look, I don't want to rag on teachers too much, say we've done that. And I mean, they don't deserve some of the hate they get. But honestly, a lot of times the teachers aren't trying that hard to teach. They just give you some worksheet and be like, all right, go have fun. Or give you a computer and be like, all right, go have fun.
I mean, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. Once the class was talking a bit, I mean, they weren't being that great, but they weren't being that bad either. They were talking a bit. The teacher was like, nope, y'all are done. Sit down. Don't do anything for the next 10 minutes until class is over. So, really good use of time there. I loved just sitting down and staring awkwardly at each other.
Yeah, I think we've all had to do that. And also, I mean, you do have the old kind of joke of, well, if schools are green, why do they give us so much homework and all these workbooks that we never, ever, ever use?
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's a joke, but, you know, truthfulness in it. If you think back to elementary school, middle school, even high school, when they give you workbooks, in middle school and high school, you usually complete a good bit of it. But I remember once in elementary school, in social studies, we were given this history book, like history interactive book, so you would write on it. Everyone was given it. We used it twice.
Yeah, I remember once we had like a math book of some kind, and we didn't use it once. It just sat in our locker the whole year. Really nice stuff. And even in middle school, and I mean maybe high school too, you really don't use a lot of those books very much. I mean, sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. So it's a lot of stuff wasted. And I mean, I'm no environmentalist per se, but at the same time, it's kind of, you're looking at this and you're saying, all right, what's going on here? Why is this so wasteful?
It does add up. You know, every student getting a few interactive books that year and then not using too much of it and throwing it away. I mean, you know, the books can be like half an inch to an inch thick, and you use like a few pages during the year, and all that other paper goes to waste. And ink, I should say, too.
Right, and when that happens all over across the country, it's, you know, it really adds up. Now, again, I'm not an environmentalist. I care about the environment, certainly. I care about the environment quite a bit, but I'm just not, it's not my life, per se. But at the same time, I just don't like what the school does, and I do think that a lot of people care too little about the environment. Again, no environmentalist, but I think that a lot of people care too little about it. And of course, the reason for this is that the schools just get infinite money. They can just do whatever the heck they want with it. So it's not like they're on some kind of budget. You know, they can do whatever they want. They can print as many useless books that are never used as they want, and it's fine. They get away with it every time.
And in addition to that, I don't know if you can say the same for your school, but me and many other students have swore they have seen the janitors throwing the recycling into the trash can.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that, and I've been told by teachers that we don't actually recycle. It's basically just all trash. I mean, we really don't do anything. So it's just one big waste factory. I mean, these places are not the kind, like, for all their green environmentalist classes where you're taught that the world's going to end in 10 years if you don't recycle, they don't, actions speak louder than words.
Right. So now to the second topic I wanted to address here. If you don't have anything more to say, JB?
I think we're good.
Have you ever lost a paper, or maybe a binder, or a textbook, or an interactive textbook, anything? have thought of an idea, and I'm sure many others have, but haven't really talked about it too much, of doing everything online.
Crazy idea.
File storage on computers seems to be a lot more reliable than lockers. I'm not sure if you've noticed, and typing is important to learn. So, if you type up your stuff, I know a lot of students now don't actually like it when we would do like typing activities or do papers.
Because they're all terrible.
Yeah, do papers on the computer in school. But, if they did it since elementary school, I'm pretty sure they'd have a different opinion.
Right. I mean, it's certainly very true. And I think ultimately most people would prefer, and I'm not going to go into why, but I have done work. I have basically been able to compare doing work on a computer almost always, versus on paper always. And I can tell you that ultimately, maybe not at first, but ultimately doing it on the computer where you can just easily save it, you can easily find anything, you're not going to lose anything unless you drop it in the trash can, is much, much better than having to go through your binder, go to, is it this tab, is it the folder, is it my overflowing folders of the binder? It's much easier to just have it on the computer, be able to type relatively fast and relatively correctly, where you're, the home row and all that stuff. And if they taught that, then I think we'd have a much more productive school system where you might get some learning and actually possibly enjoy it somewhat. I mean, we kind of have to take what we can get here. This system really does suck. That's why this show is called School Sucks, but it would be less terrible. We'll just say less terrible.
Now, I'm speaking from my own experience here. I'm not sure if you have the same experiences, but it would also eliminate the time of, all right, everyone, hand out the Chromebooks. Everyone get your number. Don't confuse it with anyone else's. Hey, who is number 23? Anyone gonna
yeah.
confess here? And then, you also have designated rooms for computers. Mm-hmm. Those probably cost a bit of money, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And many schools have given every student a computer. Many schools have done that. Not as many in the United States as one would think, considering our wealth and status in the world, but there have been many schools that have done that, and it's seemingly worked. I mean, it's kind of hard to lose a computer, you're not going to do that super easily, right?
Especially if it's your only thing you have to carry around besides, lunch or whatever. So, you just have folders for all your classes, and, sometimes during art, you'd want to have pens and paper.
Sure.
Because, it's art. But for the majority of classes, you don't have to do everything on paper and spend money on binders and notebooks and pens and pencils. Losing pens and pencils. It's not a great thing.
Oh, pencil pouches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bringing back JB's memories from school.
Yeah, between all the losing of pens and pencils and having other people ask me if I have any spare pens or pencils, I mean, it's just not a good time at all. I mean, what the heck's going on here, really?
And then handwriting problems. I know I especially and JB don't have great handwriting, but I know so many other kids who don't have great handwriting. But they don't type either because they type slowly because we never taught how to type well.
Right, and the way we're taught to handwrite is just absolutely atrocious. I mean, you go back 60 years, and I'm not going to go super long tangent, but you look at some yearbooks, and it's like, wow, they type like a computer. But now it sucks. So
I hope you can see just how much easier having everything on computers would make our lives in school, and how schools are wasteful of your time and materials.
Let's rename schools to waste factories. They waste everything.
Just get the kids some, not great laptops. I mean, if you're in 3D design, then yeah, of course, or something like that. But just okay laptops. It'll be fine. They're just typing up documents or using Photoshop.
Yeah.
Just do it and make our lives easier. School's not good already. This isn't a major thing. Schools could, I guess, be fine without it. But it's not super hard to do. There'd be no more papers and forms. You just email stuff.
Magic.
Email! Have you heard of it?
Magic.
So, that's been that today. That's another reason why school sucks. Maybe, I don't know, petition your local congressman.
Who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, hope you enjoyed that little rant. And you want to do the outro? Because I'm bad at those.
I do love doing my outros. Alrighty. So I should have said this. We should have said this at the beginning of the episode, but please subscribe if you're on YouTube. It would be really, really appreciated. It'd be super awesome. And if you could like the video and leave us a comment, let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any cool ideas for the school system. Maybe subscribe as well while you're at it. Just subscribe. Make another account and subscribe. Get on your school account and subscribe.
I think the school account probably blocks this YouTube channel.
Probably. Anyway, that's it. You can follow us on social media down below. I'm not doing so well here either, so we're just gonna end it off. Next time, I have been your host JB,
And I've been producer Brooke.
and we are signing off.